Warning, this episode of Fanatic Fiction contains massive spoilers from my great story, Love Conquers All.
He thinks it's
If
great.
If you have not read the story, click on the link provided below and read it. If you have read the story, enjoy.
If you haven't read the story, I feel sorry for you. Yes. Hello everybody. I am AR. I will be your host today.
I'm Mytho.
And I'm E-Dragon. And
Yes.
we are going to review a story that from the great Befallen Tragedy, an author who is very near and dear to our livers.
Livers. We have livers?
Well, I'm not sure if gummies have livers, but
Ah, well, that's true. Yes, it is his birthday, so he forced us to read his story for his birthday as a gift unto him from us. Forcibly.
I already read it, though.
I read some of it. I had to reread it.
I read 4 chapters.
Mytho, congratulations. It doesn't take long to read Mytho. It took me overall an hour and a half to read.
I'm
Probably
slow.
less. Yeah, I'm a fast reader. So, basic premise of the story. It is a love story between many ponies, actually. There's a lot of love triangles. And by triangles, I mean, yes, triangles, actually. That works. And pyramids. Mostly triangles. A lot of love triangles going on in this. You start off the story with the basic ending of the Cancelot wedding, essentially. What's that, Cecily?
I have no idea. Essentially, though.
Yes. And there we find Rainbow Dash admiring Soren from afar. Her eyes cast to him, his eyes cast to her, his thoughts aloof. Elliot, take over.
Soren
Dash E-Dragon. Yeah, it is a Soren Dash story. Well, there are other pairings in this as well, but E-Dragon, you can take over.
It was advertised as a Soren Dash story, and I like to call this the most Soren Dash-alike Soren Dash story of all times.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, there's hardly any of it in it.
Actually, yes, that's true. Yes, Pinky agrees.
Yes, this story, despite being originally advertised as a romance between Soren and Rainbow Dash, has very little of it, and in fact is more of a story about a unicorn trying to conquer the world.
I know, right? I did not expect that. I'm reading, like, the first few chapters, I'm like, okay, I get the idea of what's going on. Is something else going to happen? Then something did. I'm like, okay, you came out of nowhere.
Plot twist, more like plot diverging.
I know, right?
Plot explosion!
And before we continue, I just want to point out, despite as weird as this story gets, it is a very fun read, and it is worth a read.
It was
Despite
enjoyable.
all the harsh words we were about to say.
Yeah, I'm normally not. I do not really enjoy romance too much. So when I first read the first few chapters of the story, I'm like, I'm personally not a big romance reader. It was enjoyable though. It was well written. By the way, you misspelled the word mouth, and you had some spacing errors. Anyway, that's a nitpicking. Because you put moth, I'm like moth. It should say mouth.
That was before I started helping him with the grammar in the comments.
I know, right?
Well, of the 4 chapters I read, it was very good and very well written. I'm going to get around to reading the rest.
Yeah. Anyways.
Where did we leave off?
Gala. We didn't even go past the wedding. Okay. Wedding happens.
She's admiring him at the wedding. That's what? The first few paragraphs of the first chapter?
Yeah, that's
anyway,
where we're at.
Let's start breaking this up a bit.
Yeah.
After eventually they talk to each other at the wedding, and they set up a date at Ponyville for a few days later.
Yes.
When the date does eventually arrive, oh no, I'm sorry, I missed something. She
missed a few things.
She goes to brag about it to Fluttershy and Rarity, who are perfectly shocked by her dating and want to know who's the lucky mare.
Yeah.
Because they all think she's a filly fooler.
Yes.
She doesn't like that very much.
Yeah, people take a bit of offense to that when you think one thing of them, then they're the other, and you're like, oh, well, this is awkward. So who's the lucky guy?
Kind of a big thing.
Really changing topics. So,
yes, but don't worry. She takes it in stride, sorta, kinda.
Yeah, well, yeah. At least her rainbow mane is natural.
Yes.
Anyway,
that does prove her rainbow mane is natural.
That was the whole point of that meeting right there. That's all I got from it. Her rainbow mane is natural. Moving on.
Just point out that she is a natural rainbow.
I know,
now,
right?
Eventually, to make up for her, what's the word? Preconception, her assumption He offers to make a dress and help Rainbow Dash prepare for Soren's date.
Yep. So,
And-
fast forwarding in time. We're in Ponyville now. What do you know?
Oh my god.
It's
I can
lovely.
see it.
It is lovely. And
I can see my future house from here. I take
Rainbow
that
Dash's
back.
dress and Rainbow Dash's dress is complete and it looks wonderful.
Yay!
But what is that dark pink blot in the shadows, lurking and in
The
insane?
shadow knows.
It's Pinky. Yes.
It's Pinkie Pie, who is insanely jealous and becoming insanely neurotic as Gummy talks to her
Hello.
and tells you to steal the dress. so
Steals
that-
the dress. He's all chanting. He's got a robe on. He's got a pitchfork.
dress. Do this for me, and you will complete my assignment.
And you'll complete my assignment. Dancing
all
shadow
of
out.
dreams will come true as you win Rainbow Dash's heart by destroying her date with Soren
I
and
know, right?
ruining her.
Do everything.
And that is
You know-
how you do it, people. If you want to go on a romantic date with someone, go ahead and just ruin it for them. Because they're on another romantic date that you have to ruin, then you have to go out with them because you know it, and I'm screwing things up. So, back to the story.
Where was we? Oh, right. But Pinkie Pie isn't the only one who in this
Yes.
love dodecahedron. Spitfire, Soren's apparent roommate in the story, is also madly in love with Soren, and is also quite neurotic.
Yeah,
So-
they both are. Both Pinky
they're
and
It's neurotic
Spitfire.
on the inside.
So the obvious thing would be to try and pair up Pinkie and Spitfire.
I know, right?
And
Yeah.
no, Spitfire shows up and crashes the date, and crashes the date.
Yes.
Third
Oh,
wheel.
and in the meantime of crashing at the date, Pinky stole the dress.
Oh yes, Pinkie did steal the dress and tore it to shreds. And,
Yay!
and because Gummy's such a good evil enforcer, he hides the dress for her.
I know,
And-
he was so kind. I love
Gummy's the new element of kindness.
I know, right? So, in the meantime, while we have the whole thing going on with Pinky and this whole triangles of triangles, Twilight Sparkle arrives and goes to a train station. Where does Twilight come in this mix? Well, she's expecting someone from Canterlot, someone she visited often. Wait, she has a Ponyville train station, right? Was it Ponyville or
What?
Canterlot she was going to? Where was she going to? I forgot.
I don't know. That's past chapter 4.
She's going to Canterlot.
Oh, you just shush! You get out!
Go.
Shush!
Go back onto your rock.
Who
Go.
was that? Who's
Stay.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna help me.
What was I helping you with?
Yes.
I don't know.
So she goes to Canton to
Didn't you hear
visit.
me? Did you hear me? I just told you she goes to Canterlot. That was my deeply ominous voice from nowhere.
I thought that was
Yeah.
Befallen Tragedy.
No.
Yes. Anyway, visiting this cult who she's been seeing for some time, for I think the past 2.5 years,
About 2.5
and
years, yes. She has been working with him for Luna in the observatories, working on the stars and astrology and
working
whatnot.
on the stars, making
Very-
them shine brighter, enhancing them, giving them eco-friendly radiance glow, and stuff like that, like
Very-
Honda's doing. What?
Very romantic, very plutonic the entire time,
Flute.
until eventually Starshine announces that Luna has commissioned an observatory to be built in Ponyville, and he's going to be in charge of it and moving to Ponyville.
Yay!
So, to commemorate this, he asked Twilight to be his mayor friend and asked to move
No,
into
other
the
way
library
around.
with her.
I think. Wait, wasn't it the other way around? I'm pretty sure it was the other way around because Twilight. Yeah, because Twilight said, "You want to be my cult friend?" He's like, "I thought I already was." She's like, "What?
Right.
Say
What? Hey, what?"
I haven't read the story in 2 years.
I haven't read the story in a couple 15 minutes.
I haven't read this part of the story at all.
Well, no shit, you haven't read it in 2 years, because guess what? It only came out last year.
You know what? Go away.
I-
Go hide under your rock. You shouldn't even be here.
Didn't you know I'm a time dilator?
What?
I'm
Oh.
a time dilator. I make
Okay.
time
Make
travel.
time smaller?
Yes. I make time smaller.
Make time smaller. That is my goal in life.
You
So
break it up to
we're
little
taking an
edible
awful
chunks.
long time to summarize 33,000
That's
words.
a time diluter.
Yes. Okay, moving on. Let's finish summarizing this and give our thoughts.
Okay.
Yes, after that
So-
whole...
So you're probably thinking, "Oh, how sweet! Twilight has a cult friend. That must be so nice." Wrong.
Wrong.
He's evil.
Evil!
Yes.
Shut up,
And
Mermaid
he
Man.
is trying to take over the world.
Isn't
Of
that every
course.
villain's plan? Take over the world? Why do they want to rule the world? How boring is that? You know how
They
fun
think
it'd be
they
to
can
rule
do better.
France? Oh dear lord, that'd be awesome to rule France. That'd be hilarious.
Why would you want to rule
France?
Exactly. So after
Our
quite some
sources are
confusion,
telling us
we
he
go back
doesn't
to the
want
story.
us to rule the world.
He wants to take over the world, but this is all in secret because, of course, in the meantime, Pinkie is trying to profess her love to Rainbow Dash. After awkwardly doing so, Rainbow Dash goes away. Bye-bye, Pinkie. Bye-bye, Dash. So,
You kind of skipped a whole lot just now.
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
You skipped
Let Elliot go. Let Elliot go.
Mytho, you don't even know what
Spitfire
happened.
After Spitfire helped ruin the date between Soren and Rainbow Dash, with some help from Pinkie Pie as well, with the whole dress being taken and her commissioning the Cutie Mark Crusaders to kidnap and interrogate Soren in a shed because
In a
he's
shed.
a spy. In the shed.
In the
In
shed.
the storage shed.
Stay out of my shed.
Or like the Soren shed.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
So after all that happens, they apologize, they go their separate ways, and they're quite upset about all that because it didn't go anywhere near as well as they hoped.
I wonder why.
Yes,
that's-
I have no idea.
Mytho's actually wondering
anyway.
why.
So, I bet you are, Mytho. Anyway, so Soren gets drunk in his upsettedness, and Spitfire tries to come on to him, and she gets a black eye for her troubles.
Yay!
Yay, Soren! Yay, booze! Now, meanwhile, back in the Ponyville Hall of Justice,
In the city of Townsville.
Ponyville.
Ponyville. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have said meanwhile too many times.
We're
Meanwhile,
so good with names.
we are so good with names. Anyway,
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie is once more has a master plan given to her by Gummy to
Yes.
win Dashy's heart. How? Assault.
Assault. That's the best way to put this.
She could get M16.
No. She's gonna get...
It gets better. She commissions Scootaloo by flying her up on her little metal contraption to a cloud right over top Rainbow Dash and has her stomp on it. She a bolt of lightning straight into Rainbow Dash's back.
which paralyzes her for life and Rainbow Dash dies. The end. My little
It's hilarious.
pony. I
It's
used
the
to
best
wonder
prank
what
ever.
friendship could be. Oh, sorry.
No, you
prank
would
ever.
think that, but luckily this is My Little Pony, so things don't get quite that bad.
Well, actually,
Usually.
things get quite bad. There's some...
Actually-
Like My
actually-
Little Tragedy.
Yes, I take that entire line back because we'll see later. Anyway, so Pinkie Pie takes the now unconscious and slightly disfigured Rainbow Dash into the
basement
Yes.
and wants to make cupcakes. Wait, what?
no, not quite. She wants to make Dashy love her
Love me, damn
in
it.
the whole. What did BT call it? The Nightingale syndrome.
Nightingale syndrome. You don't know the Nightingale syndrome?
Yes, but he punned it for Nightingale because he loves puns. Anyway,
Oh.
So-
He's so punny.
yes, he is very punny. Anyway,
Not really.
she, Pinkie Pie,
It-
decides help Rainbow Dash with all of her medical prowess of giving her some ointment on her wings. And that's about it. She's
That'll help her.
great. Yeah, she's a great doctor.
Yes.
Who treats better? What could be better for third-degree lightning burns than ointment? Random.
She's got like a degree in operation or something. Obviously.
She's played Surgeon Simulator
She doesn't let makeup
2013.
user go off.
She's
I
played...
don't think they have ointment in that game, though.
No. But
They have
still,
tweezers.
they do have a
And
hacksaw
it goes bing.
and a
She
hammer.
does, luckily, she does not ever use a hacksaw.
Or a hammer.
So as this all goes on, Starshine starts to work his master plan of using a magical gem-like amulet
Thingy.
to do some crazy magic of absorbing the magic powers and souls of ponies.
Aww. Isn't this such a
He-
great romance story?
Eat the souls, man. Eat the
It
souls.
is. He does not eat the souls. He just absorbs them and uses them to augment his power.
Yeah,
And-
he eats them.
Augmentation.
Yes.
Mm.
This gem was apparently hidden by his ancestors'
Ancestors.
millennia ago, and is similar to the elements of harmony in that they works in how it works. Instead of using a whole bunch of magic to suppress the power, it actually just absorbs magic. And if you do it just enough so that it absorbs most of it, it will turn the target into stone, like Discord. However, if you use it even more past that, it will absorb it completely and absorb them body, mind, soul, and power into the gem. And so who does he test it on? The Cutie Mark Crusaders, of course.
Oh, I love the CMC.
Yay!
Well, don't Kingdom Crusaders test subjects, yay!
Crusader Soul Eaters.
Kingdom Crusaders test subjects away.
So as he does that, Luna actually, not trusting him, actually sends a letter to Twilight saying, something's up, don't trust him. I don't know what, though, even though I am the night...
And I can see into his dreams, but I don't know
He is
what
a
is up.
disturbed individual.
I can see everything in the night, but I have no idea what just happened because I can't see this, apparently. So just keep an eye on for me.
So she's
Which
bugging
Twilight
me.
does, and eventually she finds the gem and a book that reads Absolute Power.
Absolute power.
that- So after a Zelda reference of finding the gem, da-da-da-da, Starshine attacks her.
Stop it.
Okay.
Eventually, Rainbow Dash got through to Pinkie Pie, and Pinkie Pie took her to the hospital. Pinkie Pie went to jail. Rarity got her out of jail and has been keeping an eye on her because she cares about her
As a
mental
friend.
state, which is
Yeah.
at best. So Rainbow Dash is in the hospital recovering. Soren comes over to try and help her recover. Yay!
Yay.
We finally romance plot, and then Starshine comes in and tries to absorb Rainbow Dash, getting about halfway before Soren comes back and kicks him out. So she's now incredibly weak. Rarity is watching Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie is going insane. Spitfire has a black eye, is insanely jealous, and Twilight was attacked by Starshine. Starshine Scoop is evil. So, and Starshine, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, after all this happens, essentially a gigantic fight breaks out because everyone learns Starshine isn't helpful. Well, mostly Twilight because she throws him out a window. She threw him out a window,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's what it was.
That's not a across half of Ponyville.
Yeah. Halfway across
Yay.
Ponyville out a window. Thankfully, though, he knows a magical spell.
Rust is great.
Yes.
The class 5 unicorn, and Twilight's a class 6.
I know, right? It's amazing that wasn't a class 6. How do you know? The magic spells. What? And that is how you
So-
identify classes in Ponyville.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's not class 5, he's class 3.
Oh. Mythos a class
And
4.
Rarity turns to stone. Yes, I am.
I'm a class
So,
12 Pegasus.
After getting found out, he goes to Rarity and absorbs her to the point where she turns to stone, and then more fighting ensues. He goes back to Rainbow Dash to try to finish off absorbing her. Spitfire shows up and tries to fight him and gets absorbed for her troubles.
troubles?
And he finishes off Rainbow Dash. Twilight and Pinkie Pie show up at the hospital. Pinkie Pie goes.
Bullet 6.
Souls for your troubles.
Pinkie Pie loses it. The amount of butt kicking she bestows upon
The amount of Pinkie Pie that goes on.
is off the charts.
I know, right? Wait, what
She's
charts?
Crazy.
Crazy. Sorry.
Yes, all of her special abilities, her space warping, her teleportation, all of her insane strength, all of it is used against him, and she breaks his back.
Literally.
Literally breaks his back. He is now a paraplegic.
The end, My Little
Draw
Pony.
The horse's back.
Not really the end. There is some after story as well.
In fact, you ended it way too soon. There's more happens in that fight scene.
I know. I'm sorry. I just like the ending of the the end, My Little
But he's a
Pony.
paraplegic.
He's a
But he can still talk. And Pinkie is getting angry and angry as Twilight goes to the gem to try and see if she can do anything about it. Pinkie Pie is demanding that Starshine. He's a quadriplegic. Thank you, B.
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's
So
true.
he, saying he can't undo it. He can't. And Pinkie's like, "Oh, fine, I'll do it myself." And she smashes his horn in half.
Yeah, I remember
Gets
that.
the job done.
How you doing there, son?
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yes, so her horn is smashed, the magic is released, a huge explosion happens, Pinkie does a Bane impression, and all the people who were in the gem were released. And then it cuts to the epilogue. his star shines in jail. He was never fully healed. He's still paralyzed. His back broken. He gets a letter from Trixie, who's apparently his cousin, and she works for him in his special organization to try and take over the world and kill the princesses because they betrayed. And that's all sequel
I
stuff.
know, right?
Is it called the Illuminati?
It should.
No, oh my gosh, really, Mytho? The Illuminati?
Yes. Yes. The Illuminati.
E.T., I hope you're listening and you write this down. Make something with the Illuminati.
I already have the Oculus in my story. You can't steal that.
Why would you say that?
Because I can.
Anyway, so more stuff happens. So Rainbow Dash is pondering how her life improves. Pinky's her friend again. Rarity is Rarity.
Rarity is Rarity. Applejack was never mentioned. She was best background pony. She was mentioned like once or twice name-wise, but I don't think she was ever in the story at all.
I don't think she was either.
Yeah.
Eventually, Soren comes out of her bathroom saying that he used up all the hot water. Rainbow Dash says her life was perfect. Then we get a little scene of Spitfire and Fleetfoot.
And moving on, so we have that scene with them. Then we go on to a different scene.
No, what happened to that scene?
No, I'm not. No.
What happened?
Specialness.
Hey,
that.
What happened? Was this a special bond?
That's what happened.
They fuck. The end.
Why are you still here?
Well spoken.
I still
Yes,
don't think I should be here.
Yes, and there was a lot of backlash for that for some reason. I don't know why. The commenters just did not like the Spitfire Fleetfoot thing.
No.
Anyway. And then because I commented saying how there was absolutely no Soren Dash in the Soren Dash story, he added a bonus chapter.
I know, right? I saw that.
Bonus! Now you can do your sound, AR.
You got the bonus.
And it involves as Soren proposes to Rainbow Dash based off of his grandfather's journal.
Yep.
The author's grandfather's journal, not Soren's grandfather's journal. And it was a very touching scene, and it was wonderful, and it almost made up for the complete lack of Soren Dash in the Soren Dash story.
There's still a lot of lack of Soren Dash in the entire story.
So if you want a story about Soren Dash, go read Loyalty. If you want a story that's a whole lot of fun with some Soren Dash, read this one.
If you want a story where more ponies try to take over the world, and you know what this reminded me of? I don't know why. It kind of reminded me of Powerpuff Girls for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't think it didn't remind me of that either.
I have an abstract and convoluted mind, so what do you expect?
I mean, I guess it could have been, but I don't think there was quite that much backbreaking.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of him with the whole Pinkie Pie scene.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, Mojo Jojo.
Okay, I can see some Powerpuff Girls.
Oh. Anyway, overall, entertaining story to read. It has a slow pace to start off with, but after 5 chapters in, it starts to pick up pace really quickly.
And then it gets really crazy with Pinkie Pie, and it just becomes a really fun ride.
Yeah, and it's a
Things
quick
get
read.
Crazy with Pinkie Pie. That's a new one.
It's about 30,000 words. It is a quick read.
Yeah, it took me like an hour and a half.
Not a quick read for me.
If you can read at the rate of a normal person, it is a quick read.
Wait, what is the normal person reading abilities for this story? Because
I don't know.
You can read it in about 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours. Okay,
Yeah,
I do 1 to 2
right.
hours. So I'm a fast reader.
It's the same length as the book Animal Farm. That's a good reference.
In about 2.5 hours. Well,
I couldn't, but okay.
Yeah, like it would normally take a person like 12 hours to read Anthropology. I read it in like 5. Anyway.
Really?
Brag about it.
I am going to brag about it.
You have bragged about it.
I finished it in 5 hours.
I could not even come close to doing that.
Anyway, yeah, I'm insane. So overall, this is an entertaining story. Like I said, if you like stories where you don't know what. Oh wait, no, you all read this story. Why am I saying that? Because the people listening to this should have read it. Because at the beginning they say if you haven't read it, go read it and then listen. So they should have listened. They should have read the story. They're just hearing our thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, we should edit this so that our thoughts are at the beginning, or we could have a jump cut so that you can jump straight to our thoughts at the point that we start them.
That's true. We'll discuss more format later.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. But overall, it wasn't bad. It definitely was.
No.
When I first read it, I didn't expect the kind of ending it had.
No. It went completely in it went about 300,000 degrees in the completely different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
From where
So
it started.
first you start off on this lovely little path, like, oh, this isn't bad, a bit dull, and then boom, you get onto like a conveyor belt going 1,000 miles an hour to the left, and you break your leg at the same time because it's just madness at what happens.
It was madness, but it was a good. It's like Discord. He's a great madness.
I did like the Discord note. That was enjoyable to read. I like that little intervention with Discord.
I know
It was creative.
I think it was creative, especially with the poem at one point, which very humorously describes how Spitfire failed.
I did enjoy the poem. It was something different.
It was different.
Something you really don't expect in a story like this. Well, first off, you have something break away from the story itself with Discord notes, and then right after you had that poem come up, it was a different kind of formatting that you don't see in a lot of stories. So it was very interesting to see that.
Apparently, it was written by one of BT's friends. So
He has friends?
go figure.
I read that poem. It was good.
What are we?
Acquaintances and slaves, more of.
Oh, okay.
Because, I
Loyal
mean, he does pick
followers.
out the stories we read, so.
That's true, and it does explain why he keeps making me stay up till insanely late hours to do these.
I thought that was my fault.
Why can't I go to bed? Oh yeah, that is your fault, because you take 4 hours to eat dinner.
No!
You dinner eater?
No, I don't take 4 hours to eat dinner.
Yeah, 3
Well,
hours.
aside from our squabbles,
I like
would
squabbles.
anybody like to rate? Are we going to rate the story?
No, there was something else I
Or
wanted
are
to
we just
comment
going
on.
to leave it?
I want to comment on
Okay.
Gummy because Gummy is amazing. That's about it.
He's evil.
Gummy's amazing.
Good.
He is an amazing he's weird.
I love
And
Gummy.
he works so well in this story.
It does because it really interacts well with that convoluted mind that Pinky has because she's always talking to Gummy and then just look at Just for Sidekicks. No, Just for Sidekicks.
Pinky.
Is that what it's called?
And the brain.
I think it was Just for Sidekicks, but I mean, just look at
Pinky
that
and
when she's
Gummy.
just talking with Gummy.
Yeah, Gummy.
Yeah, exactly. Just the whole Pinky Gummy. I love that in the entire episode.
One is a gator, the other's
They're
insane.
The
Nice.
laboratory things.
Lavatory things.
This laboratory.
Oh. No, what? No.
All right.
No.
Overall,
So are we gonna rate this story or what?
no. I'm giving it I'll give it a 9, maybe 8.5.
I give it as well, because I haven't read it all yet, but
I give it an
I like the
8.5
way
or
it's
a
written.
9 personally. My reasons being, I don't know. I'm not much of a romance reader in the first place. The
Well,
turn
that's
for
good,
the
'cause there's hardly any romance in this.
This is true. And then the random turn that you go, what the heck just happened, literally broke my leg, like I said with that conveyor belt thing. So, I'm giving it an 8.5. Good
but
story.
it is very, very well written.
You read 4 chapters.
2 of them were the updated ones.
Yes, and they were all very well written chapters. I'm assuming the rest of it is like that too.
He read the poem Discord's Notes on the first page.
Yes. What?
Anyway, I'll give it a 7. I would give it an 8, but I'll give it a 7 because it teased me it promised me Soren Dash and it didn't deliver.
I know,
And
right? Where's Soren Dash?
I know. I need more. I am a Soren Dash fanatic. I need more Soren Dash. I
Yes.
said I'd give you an 8 if it had Soren Dash BT. Oh,
Technically
fine.
did have it.
Fine, I'll give you an 8.
Secretly, it's a 7.
Now the Canadian's going to join in.
Okay. No, wait, we have to run.
No.
Run for our lives. Don't let the Canadian in. So,
Oh no! Don't let the lightning hit your back.
I know, right?
Well, I was thinking,
Or
actually,
Pinky will rub ointment on it.
After
if
the-
anybody-
That's
if
your thing.
if we're all done talking about it, I was wondering if actually BT might want to come out and plug another story
no.
that he's done.
Oh, yes.
No.
Hello, I am Befallen Tragedy. I'm here. I've been popping up every now and again. Anyways, I've been listening the whole time and telling them stuff.
Stalker.
What I'm trying to say is, since today is my birthday, I also released a special story today. I've been working on the idea for a while. Mytho did the cover art for me because he's awesome like that, and he's
Woo.
done cover art for another story of mine.
It's pretty.
We also did the cover art for our banner.
Yes, and the story is called Purge.
Le Purge, as I like to call
Le
it.
Purge.
Le
what?
Purge.
Persian.
Good Pokemon.
Cat.
Anyways, I'll tell you the synopsis real quick. This is King Typhoon, benevolent Pegasus ruler of Equestria,
That's me.
is continuing a genocidal campaign started by his ancestor, Commander Hurricane.
That's me.
The target? The unicorns. Seen as tools of discord, their horns are ground to stumps, and any pony who refuses is killed. But deep in the Everfree Forest, a group of unicorns is ready to strike at the heart of the Tyrant King. Can they stop the massacre? Can they pull through? Or will King Typhoon wipe them out?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Shaola.
Yeah.
A guy who told
And by the
us
way, I
Don't show off.
know benevolent means like kind, and I call him a lot of nice words. I could call him the wise King Typhoon, the gracious King Typhoon, the kind King Typhoon. It's ironic. It's a misnomer.
Okay. Yes, that was the plugins to his other story. So he so selfishly put in, as well as had us read his story. So, on 3.
Link in the description.
And so we're going to end this off. I have been Ness.
I have been Mytho.
And I have been E-Dragon.
And
Goodbye,
I have
R.
Dante.
And we will end off on this note. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear BC. We're so terrible at singing. Yay!
Oh,
Hooray!
guys, you're making me blush.
Wait, he
Cha-cha-cha.
has blood? What?
I said you're making me blush.
Yeah, but it requires
involves
blood to
blood?
blush.
Nobody got your joke.
The end. My Little Pony. I used to wonder what